Right now, I do this for my rounds. Oh yeah. Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in a good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly as they get ready to match up with the Kansas City Chiefs. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23. Yard line.
Come on now, come on now, let's go. Here,
The first carry for Josh Adams. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. And it sets him back for second down. Now Wentz throwing on second down. And complete to Zach Ertz. A good pickup there at 22.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Throwing now is Wentz. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Back to the air on second down. Wentz. Screen pass to Sproles. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. 44
On play action, Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And some room to work. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Right back to him on first down. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Mahomes to throw on second down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nigel Bradham coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company.
Here we go now. Green, 90. Green, 90. Ace, ace.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brandon Graham. He's the one to get in this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Philly's offense getting the ball again here in just a second. But if you look at the NFC picture as a whole, a lot of talk, understandably so, about the Rams and the Saints, the Panthers even. But what kind of chance do you give the Eagles of getting back to the Super Bowl?
I give them a good chance because Carson Wentz continues to get better coming back from the knee injury. They made the deal to get Golden Tate, which gives them another weapon at receiver, and that's starting to get better for them. Zach Ertz has been tremendous at tight end. They need to get healthier in the offensive line, get that back intact, and that defense can be very, very good, especially Fletcher Cox wrecking things from his defensive tackle position. After
the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. To throw is Wentz. And that is incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Taken from just outside the 30. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter, as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. Oh, and now he bowls him over. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. He'll rifle this one deep. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. So after the INT, here's Wentz. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 49. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Well, with that incompletion, Charles, I want to revisit our preseason Super Bowl picks.
Must we?
Well, we're getting closer and closer toward the playoffs. So
we have to revisit
who
that?
did you have? You had the Falcons.
I had Atlanta.
But you couldn't predict all those injuries the Falcons
Couldn't
had.
predict all the injuries, and heading into their open week, they had won 2 in a row.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A great effort there. 51 yards. And the Chiefs strike quickly here for 6 points. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people would think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was. And Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
120.
Wentz now on 1st down. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. The 20. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. The gain of 39 that time.
That could not have been timed out any better, and that's exactly what receivers want. The ball in their hands as quick as possible allows them to catch it at full speed and take off and go. And how about the end result there? Big-time run after catch yardage. That rack yardage is so valuable for any offense.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And this is Hurts with it, right side. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They'll give it to him up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him right around 4 on the... Here on 3rd and goal. On the toss, this is Adams. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And they might think about going for it here, but it's still just the second quarter. Take the 3 points, tell the defense you believe in them, and let them get the ball back for you.
And Elliott puts this one through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. That electric Kansas City offense takes the field again. And a lot of the talk this year, understandably, has been about Patrick Mahomes. But really, this is just a fun team to follow, is it not?
It really is. And when you think about their head coach, Andy Reid, and his ability to adapt to the talent he has, adapt to how they play football in 2018, actually be ahead a little bit. Because you see elements of college offenses in his. You see, of course, the spreading the field and throwing it to his fast guys like Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce does a little bit of everything at tight end. Kareem Hunt. I love this offense. And they're winning games essentially 42-28. Their defense has the benefit of playing essentially every game.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
So what's the word I'm looking for here about how this drive just started?
Disjointed?
I'll go with that one. I mean, think about it. First down. Took a bad loss on a running play. Take the sack on second down. Then they got to go with something big here.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Sproles, the return. Pretty move. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Once again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Orlando Scandrick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And Butker pulled it. It's no good. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. And he's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And going deep for Hill. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
On second down, here's Wentz. A dump off to Sproles. It's a gain of 5. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now Wentz on third down. And he connects with Ertz. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. On first down, Wentz. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Throwing is Wentz. There he goes inside the 30. It's brought in by Jeffrey. And down to the 27-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Shorty.
Again, it's Wentz. Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Play action. Now Wentz. Looking for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Dancing away at the 30. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
We're good.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Orlando Scandrick. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. We always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And across the midfield, stripe into Eagle territory. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
First time they've looked his way in this game, he comes through picking up the first. Mahomes now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And out now come the Eagles. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. It's complete to Golden Tate. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Golden Tate, 75 yards. And the Eagles are back within a score. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And out come the Chiefs now. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. They run again with Hunt. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Malcolm Jenkins up to make the stop. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Here's Mahomes now on the option right. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And not what he was hoping for there as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Ron Parker. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. But it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Now it's Hunt, and he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The offense on third down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're looking at third and the nose of the football. A toss play to Hunt. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
He's back to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And the great veteran Eric Berry back to knock that one away. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
19 feet. 19 feet. Here, 81, 81.
Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Mahomes going to throw it here. And this one is incomplete. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter.
Done. I've been finessing since the 8th grade, but now I'm getting paid just to